Hey, this is Michael Tiddes, director of Haunted House 1 and 2, and you're watching Sean Evans with Back to the Movies.
We are standing on the edge tonight. Make the wings so we can fly. Standing over the edge, falling over the edge. Yeah, yeah. We are hanging on the edge tonight. Need 1,000 wings to fly. Standing over the edge.
Michael Tiddes, director of A Haunted House, joins us today to discuss the second installment in the franchise, A Haunted House 2. How are you today, Michael?
I'm excellent, man. Just finished the movie. Excited for everybody to see it. Excited to be talking to you.
Yeah, man, really appreciate it. Now, am I under the influence that this is a UK exclusive right here on Back to the Movies?
It is. This is actually my first interview. I mean, I literally just wrapped the movie on Friday, so
Nice.
4 days ago.
That's fantastic. I'm really going to brag about this for quite a while to come, okay? So I've got to
Work.
say, man, A Haunted House, I mean, the first one blew me away. I think I saw it online for a screener I was sent, then I went to see it at the cinema just to put some money into the film. I brought it on
Awesome.
Blu-ray. I just went crazy with it, man. And the second installment welcomes Marlon straight back into the spoof horror genre since Scary Movie, and deservedly, A Haunted House blew Scary Movie 5 out of the water. Now, how does it feel to be back with a sequel?
Oh man, the sequel. This is excellent. I mean, we made the first one and we wanted it to be different and be big and everyone have fun and it worked. And it seemed like people went out, they saw it, they enjoyed it, and because of that, we're back doing another one. And I'm just thrilled. We got the band back together. Marlon, myself, Rick Alvarez. We got some new people, Jamie, Presley. It's been great. I mean, it's been really fun.
Okay, now we did actually speak to Marlon about this, and I mean, he was on about how much he loved being on set. Every single minute of filming, he said, was just an absolute comedy from start to finish, even behind the scenes. Now, I mean, the improv and freedoms the characters have to go nuts with, it really creates like a raw and realistic sort of comedic element to the film. As a director, was it hard to control such flamboyant and sort of free-flowing comedy?
It can be. I think you have to just commit to it, and you have to like kind of dive into it and understand that's the direction you want to go to. It's kind of like riding a little bareback rather than with a saddle, and you kind of go into every scene and you have a blueprint of what the scene is about and what you want to accomplish, and you have your jokes that are written, and we get that, and then hopefully we hire funny people and we let them be funny, and they inspire each other, they inspire me, I try to throw things to them, and hopefully you catch lightning in a bottle and something happens, and when that happens it's awesome. I mean, that's why I love comedy so much. I mean, sometimes this genre is a genre that leads to that. You can be on set and the next thing you know you're doing something different, and then it's my job to kind of steer it back to what the main idea of the scene was. And then, you try to make it work in the cutting room, and sometimes it's amazing, and sometimes it just doesn't work. But on our movies, we've had a lot of success with it.
Yeah, you definitely have. Definitely a tried and tested method there. Now, I do notice straight away this is a perfect setup for an interview. Just as your camera moved there, I had a quick glimpse of the Conjuring Doll. Is that the one used in the trailer of the second Haunted House movie?
That is the doll. That's the Conjuring dolls back there. Yep.
That is awesome, man. That is
That's
really cool.
yeah. She's one of my favorite pieces of the second movie. Her relationship with Marlon is going to be I think a really fun ride, and I think people are really going to enjoy it.
Okay, are you a big fan of The Conjuring? I mean, I see a lot of winks and nods to the film during the trailer alone. I mean, are you quite a big fan of Paranormal Activity, The Conjuring, and films that you've spoofed?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of horror movies, and I thought The Conjuring was excellent. I mean, it was a great movie. I had a great time. It was fun. I mean, the acting was excellent. It was good, and it really inspired us to kind of send it up. And how could we do that? And we found a great way to kind of intertwine some of the storylines from The Conjuring into our movie, and it worked out excellent.
Fantastic. And for James Wan, who might be listening, because we spoke to him not long ago, please watch A Haunted House, James. Yeah, it's a great film, man. You've got to really check that out. So during the movie, I mean, sex with teddies, butt sex from ghosts, donut pillows, mandingo parties, Ray Ray and his posse. I've got to ask you, man, how can you make the second movie even better than that? You know?
Well, yeah, I mean, we are always looking to push the envelope. You know, we like hard R. We go for it. You know, we want to be edgy. Nobody's safe, and I think we found a way to push it in different ways this time. I mean, this movie is definitely bigger than the first movie. There's a bigger cast. There's a little bit more story going on, and we go to different places. You know, the first movie was filmed on a very, very small budget.
Okay, yeah, but it did so amazingly in the box office. I mean, did you ever see that coming, making an independent film, and the next minute it's raking in millions upon millions in the box office?
Yeah, I mean, we're thrilled. I mean, for a movie that, you know, cost $1.7 million to make 60 million worldwide is amazing. And you know, you hope that you set out to make a good movie, and you put as much, you know, love and care into it, and you blood, sweat, and tears into it, and you hope people will enjoy it and will like it. And I think they did, and that's why we're back doing another one. So I'm just thrilled that people enjoyed the first one, and we love making them, and we want to keep making them.
Yeah, I always ask this question to everybody I know who's working on an independent film. Is it really like working with family? Obviously, the budget's small. Do everyone seem to gel together more than a studio movie? Is everyone more tight, sort of knit?
You know, it is. It's difficult because what happens is everything moves faster, and you know, you suddenly are in rooms together, and you're really counting on people because you know, we prepped the second movie in 4 weeks, you know, and that is extremely quick when, you know, most movies take 3 months to prep. So when you do that, you put everyone into, you know, an extreme position, and they have to work together, and they have to communicate. And it's like we band together to do the impossible, and then while you're doing it, and you're successfully, you know, knocking scenes off, and it's funny, and they're laughing, and we're laughing, and you know, the guys, we're all having a good time, and you start to create this family atmosphere, and people really, you know, it's a team effort. You know, making a movie takes 100 people. You know, it's not just one person, and it's that's why I love doing it. It's awesome, and at the end, you do create a relationship that is like family. And a lot of the people that worked on the first movie came back when we got to work on the second movie, and you know, I hope to work with them again in the third.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm glad you mentioned a third there. That's quite a nice little hint there. I was hinting to Marlon when I last interviewed him if there was any jobs going, but he didn't seem too keen on having me on board. Never mind.
Hey, you know, we'll see.
We'll see. He just skipped over the question. I was like, yeah, that's pretty smooth, Marlon. Nicely done, nicely done. Now, Jamie Presley stars in this movie, and I mean, she seems to be starring in just about everything lately at the moment. Can you tell us more about her character within the movie? Is she Malcolm's new love interest, maybe?
Yeah, Jamie, basically the movie takes place a year after the first movie, and Malcolm has somehow escaped Keisha, her grasp, and now he is moving in with his new girlfriend, who is played by Jamie Presley. And Jamie has 2 children, a daughter and a son, and they're moving in together for the first time. And now Marlon, you know, it's kind of flipped on him now. You know, he's had the ability, he's been in a paranormal situation, and now he's moving in with this new family and trying to find his way and figure out where he fits in with them. And at the same time, the house starts to reveal things to him, and he starts to realize that the house could be haunted, or maybe someone else could be haunted, or there could be exorcisms, there could be a lot of things happening. So as it moves on, he starts to learn these things, and you know, the comedy ensues.
Well, yeah, I mean, with you mentioning about the house, this is what I wanted to ask you now. Keisha, played by Atkins, I mean, there was a really unusual cliffhanger at the end of the first film with Marlon being dragged away. I'm sorry for those who haven't seen it yet, but, you know.
Yeah. Spoiler!
Spoiler alert, exactly, yeah, we'll bleep that out. What will Essence's role be in this picture? Will she be a haunted presence within the house? Is she stalking Malcolm's character, or can't you just say anything at all?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd rather not say, but I mean, Essence is back, and you know, you learn about her motives through the film. But she's back, and we love Essence, and she was so great in the first one. We had to bring her back in the second one. Everyone loved her, and yeah, and I guess the cliffhanger from the first one is odd for a comedy, but you know, we were a horror comedy, so we were trying to end it on horror, so we thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. It's definitely unusual. I mean, it's something that not many people decide to
Yeah,
do. Even if it's a comedy film, it'll end on a comedy note or a really
exactly.
comedic cliffhanger. But this one, it was really cool because it really blended the horror as well as the comedy. So for a second, you're building up suspense, and it's like, shit, this is a horror movie. The next minute, Marlon's trumping or just doing something
Exactly.
crazy, and then it completely flips it on its head, which is amazing to see.
Yeah, that was really my goal, and I think you'll see that in the second one too. I mean, it was really I really want to create a movie that gave you both scares and laughs, and if I could do them at the same exact time, then that's even better, right? And it was the idea of like teasing the audience with the horror and the thriller aspect, and then instead of hitting them with a horror moment, you hit them with a joke moment, and that's the whole idea. And we really did want to create a horror atmosphere and a comedy atmosphere, and feel that kind of balance.
Yeah, I mean, with you blending both sort of elements into one movie there, do you ever see yourself in the future doing a total horror film or a total comedy film? Or do you like this sort of blend? Because, I mean, you do the horror film aspect amazingly well, and you do the comedic thing amazingly well. So would that be something of interest for the future, maybe?
Definitely. I mean, this is just one facet of me right now that you guys are seeing, and I'm excited to move forward in my career and do kind of a straight comedy, and maybe do something straight horror at some point, action comedy, etc. Those are all definitely in my future.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it. I mean, with such strong characters on screen, what was it like behind the camera? Is there certain behind the camera pranks or moments that maybe stand out for you during production?
Um, you know, we don't have time for pranks. We're shooting these movies in 25 days, and it's the minute we get there, we're shooting and we're going. We have a good time though. We always have fun, and jokes are always welcome. I mean, I'll take a joke from a PA, I'll take a joke from a driver, I'll take a joke from anybody. If it's funny, we'll throw it out there and we'll try to make it work, and that makes it really fun because everybody gets to have a little say in there. But yeah, man, we don't actually prank anybody, but we do have a blast. I mean, coming up with these things, being able to work with these, amazingly talented comedians, Cedric the Entertainer, Afion Crockett, Gabriel Iglesias. I mean, these guys are hilarious. So being able to talk to them and really kind of create in the moment, and Marlon and I and Rick, and we're all there. It's really exciting, and it's awesome, and it's addicting, and we get so into that. It's just always finding jokes, rather than maybe doing jokes on ourselves.
Yeah, man, I totally understand that. I mean, it kind of reiterates the point of being a family. I mean, you're all working on it together, you're focused, you got a job to do, so that's really good to see.
We're always trying to top each other, So in a scene, everyone's always trying to top the joke, and so the next thing you know, a scene that started with 2 jokes has 20.
Yeah, definitely. Always trying to step above the game. That's always nice to see. I mean, I've got to ask this, man, from the trailer. The chicken, is it CGI? Is it an animatronic chicken? Did you guys eat some chicken? What's the scene all about, man?
There's a little bit of everything. I mean, there's no animatronics. I mean, it was I don't want to get too much away. There was a little combination of some CGI in there, but mostly it was a puppet that we created and animated physically in the scene itself. And a lot of that physicality is animated by Marlon during the scene. But that scene, I'm excited. I'm so excited for everybody to see that scene. It's a highlight in the movie, and it's a blast. And I'm sure you guys will get little peeks here and there of it with new marketing coming out soon. But it's a great scene. It's really fun.
Nice. I'm definitely going to speak to the marketing department about that. Definitely, for sure. Right, to keep a straight face around Marlon on set must be a very hard task. Not to mention Essence, Cedric, and even Jamie. Jamie's funny. But how difficult was it as a director to not only maintain your professionalism, but to keep everybody in line? I know with you saying everyone was sort of professional, but with the certain moments where you thought, wow, this is out of my control now. The improv's gone like, whoa, straight above my head sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, one thing is great is those are everyone you named. I mean, all those guys, they're pros, and they come and they come to work, and they come prepared, and they understand their character. And the important thing about improv is that you have to be improvising from a point of view of your character, and as that, an actor has to understand where they're coming from. And all my actors did a great job of that. So then, for me, my job becomes picking which ones we should use here, there, finding the order, helping them to find a way to maybe get the timing correct, and then helping them massage it until we get it right, until we're like we're moving, and then of course it's all about the camera angles and the coverage, and at that point, but I never feel like it gets out of hand. It's all a very it's very we work together, and they allow me to help direct them and lead them, and they trust me and I trust them, and we all work together really, really well. I mean, I really enjoyed working with everyone on this movie.
Fantastic. I mean, when is the film being released, and what are your feelings towards its release? Are you nervous, excited, a bit of both maybe?
April 18th, and I am excited. I mean, we were originally supposed to come out a little earlier in March, but we found a great date, April 18th, that we just couldn't resist. And, it opens, I think, in less than 6 weeks. So I'm very excited. I mean, marketing's going to start coming out. You'll start to see commercials and, more TV spots here and there. And now is the fun. I mean, now the movie's over. It's beautiful. It's funny. It sounds great. It looks great. I'm excited for everyone to see it, and it's just the wait. I got to work out so I can fit in my suit for the premiere.
Nice, yeah. Get started doing those push-ups. There you go. You'll be
That's
fine,
right.
man.
That's right.
I mean, what other projects are you currently working on, or is your attention solely focused on the success of this movie?
No, right now, I mean, I have a few projects going. I have a action comedy I'm writing with a friend of mine, which we're trying to get together this year. Hopefully, I'll be able to go out with that, get that going. It's very cool. I'm also attached to a few movies with Marlon. Marlon and I've been working with the Wayans brothers for 10 years. I came into this business kind of through their camp and up through their camp, and then left and came back. So that even kind of give you more information into the family of it. Rick Alvarez, Marlon Wayans, and I, we've known each other for 10 years. So we're looking to work together in future projects. We have a couple movies that we've been talking about, and hopefully with the success of this movie, we'll move on and do those. And, I'm constantly reading and taking meetings out here. I'm excited. I'm just looking for the right project and the right people to do it with.
Nice, man. I really wish you all the best of luck with that. I mean, thank you so much for joining us, man. It's been an absolute privilege to have a world exclusive for A Haunted House 2. It's been a long time coming, but we finally got around to doing it, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show, and I can't wait to see this in the cinemas. Thank you once again for joining us.
Awesome, John. Thank you, man. I appreciate all the support, and I hope you enjoy the movie.